If you're watching this video, you probably already know that the stock market is not exactly your true path to freedom. With prices going up and down, left and right, people are looking for stable, passive income. I've got 5 ways today that I'm going to show you exactly how you can create passive income that can be passed along from generation to generation. If you love passive income, pause really quick, hit that subscribe button. You're going to hear way more investing tips on this channel. I would love if you like, comment, and share this video too. Guys, I'm willing to bet that you clicked on this video because you're looking for a few things out of your life. You're not looking for passive income per se. You're looking for a lifestyle. You want to be able to wake up on your own terms without an alarm clock, be able to make choices during your day, be able to travel whenever you want, be able to spend time with your family whenever you want, be able to give back to your community with either time or money. A lot like you, probably, I've struggled with finding the best way to create passive income. But I never gave up on that dream. I kept on searching until I found what was best for me. I'm not going to go deep into that right now. This is more about helping you and figuring out what you need in order to get passive income. But I will tell you that Airbnb and real estate have been the answer for me. And that has allowed me to, in the past 15 months, create a passive income that far exceeds what I was making as an active income in anything I ever did in the first 31 years of my life. But like I said, I'm not going to jump into that. I want to talk about for you, what is passive income, why you need it, how you can get it. So first of all, we already talked about the why. Like, you want that lifestyle, right? If you want that lifestyle, it's going to be really tough to get that if you're working a 9-to-5 job until the day that you die. I'm a big believer that your 9-to-5 job, if you have one, pays the bills, and then you build your wealth for what you do after 5 p.m. And it's what you do after 5 p.m. that can be that passive income or create it into a eventual passive income source. So what is passive income? What is it truly? So let's look at the definition according to Investopedia. Just this first sentence here. Passive income is earnings derived from a rental property, limited partnership, or other enterprise in which a person is not actively involved. Okay, so that's the written definition. Let me break down for you the 3 ways that I think passive income can be defined. First of all, making money in your sleep. Basically, doing nothing to make money. Now, I don't believe that is truly possible. A lot of people talk about that. I think the only way that that actually happens is if you have a relative who passes away and literally in their will, it signs over to you and it's an actively running business, real estate, portfolio, whatever it is, and all you have to do is sign and now you're collecting money. Literally, that's the only way I can really see passive income happening, where you don't do any work at all. If you disagree with me, please comment below. I would love to hear your thoughts. But again, I think the real term that we're looking for is almost completely passive income. Because really, guys, in order to make money in your sleep, at some level, you have to have done some work. You have to have brought in employees and trained them. You have to have customers that you essentially do service every once in a while. Maybe you do it in a group setting. So instead of being on the phone one-on-one with customers, you have hundreds of customers that you're sending out a 10-minute video for, but you still have to put in some level of effort with those customers, or an audience would be another name for that. So again, what I'm talking about, the first characteristic is that you make money almost passively in your sleep. And that second characteristic is that it took some sort of effort to be able to create this passive income. So you mastered some sort of skill and then automated it, and then it was able to grow on its own. There's one quote that I really love. I don't even know who said it, but this is really, to me, what passive income is. You do today what other people aren't willing to do so that you can have tomorrow what other people can't have. Basically, in other words, you do the work today that will pay you again and again and again tomorrow with little to no effort. So let's give you a really good example of this. So John Maxwell, I'm a huge John Maxwell fan. He's the father of leadership of our time. And really what he did is he honed his skills with leadership. He mastered it. Then he automated it by bringing in other coaches. He taught them how to coach and lead just like how he does. And then those coaches went out and created more business for his overall organization, which was essentially paying him in his sleep. But the key thing there is that he had to start it and master it on his own first. Now, the third characteristic, just like this John Maxwell example, is that because he's built something that is likely going to continue even when he passes away, it can be passed on from generation to generation. And that's what's great about passive income, is that if you build it right, the foundation of it can continue for generations to come. Okay, so now that you know what it is, you know why you want it, how can you get it? What are the ways that we can get passive income? I've got 5, but I've also got a bonus one at the end. So make sure you stay around to the very end. Okay, the first way, my personal favorite, and what I am truly passionate about, is real estate. Now, I'm not talking about flipping a house or wholesaling or all these active ways. However, those can be turned into passive ways of income. You'll see why in a second. But I'm talking about the buy and hold of rentals. The reason I love this, and this is the thing that people miss when we get into these arguments about what's a better investment, real estate or the stock market, people are missing the big picture of real estate, which is that you earn income in 4 different ways. In the stock market, you just get a return. In real estate, that's the first way you earn income, and that's called cash flow. That's the rent your tenants pay minus all of your expenses, and that is your cash flow. So if your tenants are paying $1,400 and your expenses are $1,200, which is basically just your mortgage, then you make $200 every single month. Or if you're like me and you Airbnb that instead, and now you're making, let's call it $3,000 minus a little bit more expenses because you have all the utilities and everything, is $1,800. Well, now suddenly you're making $1,200 a month. I like that return. So that's the first way. The second way is the debt equity. Every single time that your tenant pays more than what your mortgage is, that means they're covering the principal on the mortgage too. So every single month, you're getting this piggy bank that's being filled up in a house of debt that's being paid by someone else. The third way, and probably the least talked about way, and maybe the most beneficial, is tax advantages. All the interest that you pay on a home, all the expenses that you pay on a home, because it's a business, is going to be tax deductible right back to you. And that's a beautiful thing, especially if you have a regular day job. And lastly, it's the bonus way. It's called appreciation. And it's definitely the bonus way because it's not guaranteed, but it is almost always guaranteed if you wait long enough. Just like what Robert Allen says, don't wait to buy real estate and wait. And I know what a lot of you are saying, but Kyle, I only have $5,000 in the bank. I can't buy a house. Okay, so I'm not going to get deep into this right now, but there are very many ways that you can create this passive income without having any money to your name. The 2 main ways: go and raise money. That can be through syndication, through getting lenders, through partnerships with people who have money. Or the second way is creative financing, which is a huge passion of mine, especially recently with all the things going on. I'm buying properties with no money and I'm not having any transactions. I'm basically just taking over people's mortgages and taking over the title. That's a great way to get into a property without putting any money in the deal. Okay, if you want to learn more about this strategy of real estate, especially Airbnb, any of the things that I mentioned, and you're just like, whoa, you just like skipped over that, but I want to hear more about that. Yeah, we have a lot of videos on our site, but I want to encourage you to go to fearlesskyle.com/consultation, 15 minutes absolutely for free. You can book with me right now and we can get your questions answered. The second way to create passive income is through a YouTube channel or a podcast. Now, I know exactly what you're thinking. You're saying, well, Kyle, that's not passive because I'm having to create content. Again, the idea here, guys, is that we do today what others aren't willing to do so that we can have tomorrow what others can't have, which means we put in the work today to create content that can be around for years to come. And that means that we're getting paid on something that we created 5, 10, 15, 20 years ago. That's a beautiful thing. That's what's passive. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to figure out, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to share content on? Find something that even if tomorrow or the next day or the year from now or 10 years from now, you're still not getting paid for, at least you're passionate about it. That's the number one thing. You got to talk about what you're passionate about. Now, if you're passionate about it and an expert, you can sell products, sell services, sell courses, sell books, sell videos, sell anything you want because people see you as the expert. But what if you're not the expert? Well, if you're passionate about it and want to become the expert, then you bring people along on your journey and you interview experts. You bring other experts in, and they're probably going to have services or products or books or videos or courses that when you bring them on your channel, you can sell their things and get what's called an affiliate commission. If you want to get started with podcasting or a YouTube channel, honestly, I'm probably not the person to help you with that, but I have a lot of resources of people that help me. And so once again, what I would really encourage you to do is book a call with me. I would love to hear what your goals are with figuring out how you can start a YouTube channel or podcast. And I'd love to be able to give you a few pointers on what I did. And then if you want to be able to get connected with the resources that I use to start up my podcast and YouTube channel, I would love to be able to share that with you. Again, fearlesskyle.com/consultation. The third way, build a business that is built on systems. So just like what I talked about a few minutes ago, flipping and wholesaling in real estate is not a passive income. However, if you bring in employees, build systems, and have a great team around you, it can become a passive income. This is really tough, but very possible. So I have a few pointers. Number one, just like the podcast or YouTube channel, make sure it's something that you're very passionate about. Number two, make sure it's something that even if you don't bring in good people to do it for you, you're making a lot of money, so it's worth your time. Number three, make sure there is a very viable exit strategy. Can you just stop doing this one day? Can you sell the business? Is that possible so that you don't get stuck to something long-term and get committed to something that was originally supposed to be passive, never turns into passive, and now you're unhappy? Those are the things that you need to think about. But if you want to turn it passive, what you do is just like what I talked about with John Maxwell. You master it, you automate it, and then it will scale either with you or on its own. So what's the easy way to do that? Document everything you do in your business and then ask yourself, how can I delegate this? How can I outsource this specific task every single time you do something? To me, the best way to be able to outsource and to just really take a lot of these tasks off of your shoulders is through virtual assistants. If you have a real estate business, you're definitely going to want to check out the video that just popped up in your upper right-hand corner. It was an interview with Amy Ransdell, who is the head of Riva Global, which is a real estate virtual assistant company. And then if you don't have a real estate business, then I would suggest taking a look at other websites like Upwork.com. Those are great places to be able to get just straight up virtual assistants that you can train and do it for really cheap too. The fourth way that I believe you can create passive income is through a business model called MLM or direct sales. Now, this is a really controversial type of business. There's a lot of people out there that are doing it very legitimate. There's a lot of people out there that are not doing it legitimate. You'll hear the word pyramid scheme around this type of industry a lot. And honestly, that's the minority. Many of these businesses are not pyramid schemes. They are not from the top down, only the guy at the top is making the most money. Most of them are very legitimate, but really at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself a few questions if you want to get into a business like this. So first of all, before we ask those questions, you need to understand what an MLM is. It's a leadership business model, which means that you use a product, you lead by example by taking the product or using the service. You then sell it by sharing with your network of how this product has benefited you. And then when some people come around and say, hey, I love this product too, and I'm also looking for extra income, you can recruit them to go sell that product with you. Everyone you recruit equals more money for you. But once again, the right business model is going to allow that person that you recruit to make just as much, if not more, than you being the person that recruited them. You will find plenty of people that have gone through these businesses, me included, that did not make millions of dollars, but I have very close personal friends that make millions of dollars in this business. So what's the difference between them and me, or maybe yourself? Of the people that I've seen that have been very successful with a MLM or direct sales company, the one thing that really reigns true is that they truly believe and are not faking it when they say that the service or product that they're selling is the absolute best around, that they would sell it to anyone, even if they weren't making money. Some other things that you want to consider beyond just loving the product is, are you a person of influence? Do you like helping people? Are you patient with people? And honestly, are you just patient overall? Because this can be a long-term build-up process. Some people are very successful with it, with under a year of experience, and some, it takes them a few years. All right, the fifth way, this is probably the most passive of all of them, which is private lending. These are usually high net worth individuals. So if you're listening right now and you have a net worth of, let's call it over $500,000 or $1 million or $1 billion, basically you take all that excess money that you don't need, and rather than putting it in the stock market, or maybe even excess money beyond the stock market, you give it to someone that is like me, who is in real estate or owns a business, and says, hey, this money will benefit you because you're going to go buy a house with it. You're going to go get more inventory for your business. You're going to go hire people that can work in your business. You're going to use this money for your benefit to grow your business. And you're going to pay me back a specific ROI and usually have some sort of equity. So a real common return can be anywhere between 4%, 6%, 8%, 12%, really like anywhere between that 4 to probably 15% return on the investment, the ROI. And then usually this lender wants some sort of either equity in the business or the property, or they want to have protection. If you fail to pay them, then they take over the business or they take over the property. So what's great about this is someone that does not want to do any work. They've already got a very comfortable living, but they want to continue to build passive income that's going to pay them and not let their money just sit around and decrease in value because of inflation. So if you think about it, if you are an investor and you have $1 million laying around and you give it to one person who guarantees or says, the goal is to get you back 10%, then passively every year you're making $100,000 on that $1 million. That is a really beautiful thing. And as I promised, the bonus way, something that honestly, guys, I'm going to share this because I want to know from you, is this legitimate? Is this a way that you can build passive income? E-commerce stores. There's two ways that I've heard of that you can build passive income around an e-commerce store. Build your own store, sell a product, sell a service, sell a course, sell, Amazon affiliate links, whatever you want. It's a store online that you post products or services and they get sold and it's shipped out by someone else. Or there's people that already have e-commerce stores that are already established, making money, but they want to expand. They want to get bigger. And so someone can come in and actually help by being a lender. And not just like 10%, what we talked about, but I've heard as much as a 400% return. Now, this is where my eyebrow starts to raise and says, is this a scam? So I'm bringing this one up because I want you to interact with me. I want you to tell me, what do you know about e-commerce stores? Are they legit? Are they a scam? Are some good or some bad? Is it kind of like an MLM where some people are doing it really, really the right way and some people are doing it really, really the wrong way? I'm sharing this because it sounds like it could be a really good way to make passive income, but I'm not ready to jump in because I haven't done enough research. What do you know about these? Do you have one? Do you know someone that has one? Do you know anyone that's really been that private lender that gets a return on their money? I want to hear from you. All right, everyone. So those are my 5 ways of creating passive income here in 2020 that I know are legit, with that bonus one that I'm still trying to figure out with e-commerce. So hopefully this was something that will help you to take action. You already know why you want passive income. You want that lifestyle. You already know what it is. Now, how are you going to go get it? Again, if you have any other questions for me, just make sure to book a call with me. It's completely free, 15 minutes. fearlesskyle.com/consultation, and I will help you to conquer the world of investing.